flowing through, matching our movements to our breath. If it feels nice, touching our thumbs together at the top, getting a sense of where we are in the universe, in the now, in this moment, finding our thumbs coming together at the top. We'll now bring our hands forward on our inhale, palms face together, and then back down to our sides. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bringing our hands to our sides. So if you'd like to add a little more onto, if you would like another layer, you can lift your heels as you move through. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bring our feet back to the earth. Inhaling, lifting. Exhaling, coming back down. Either standing or seated, honoring our body today. Any injuries or limitations that we might have. Coming back to a standing mountain, let's draw our right arm across the body, stretching our shoulder, looking down our right shoulder, checking in with the weight of our body, the stillness of our pelvis, the strength of our core. Opening up our wings and switching over to the other side, stretching our left shoulder, looking down our left shoulder. If our neck feels okay with that today. Amazing. Opening up our wings again and bringing our hands to our hearts. Let's start to flow through some flowing chairs. We'll inhale, sweep up. Exhale, sit back into your chair. Inhale, sweeping and reaching for the sky. Exhale, sitting back. If you're doing your practice today on your chair, you don't have to get off your chair, or you could just slightly shift the weight to the feet, lift up and back down. We're taking care of those shoulders, placing our thumbs right by our heart, our palms together, or flowing with your arms. That feels nice for you. Letting go of any competition this morning. With others, with ourselves. Last one, let's turn this into a flowing airplane. Exhaling halfway down, inhaling, reaching up. So halfway down, inhaling, coming up. So softening our knees as we move through. Our head reaching forward as we lengthen our neck. Our hands reaching back towards the back of the room. Our palms facing the floor at the bottom, facing up towards me at the top. Wonderful. Let's meet up at the top of our move. Grab our right wrist and over towards our left side. If you're on your chair, you'd be holding onto your wrist seated or holding onto the side of your chair. We'll switch to the other side, create some traction in your wrists, so some space there, stretching, but still pressing into both of our feet. Hands come back behind us. We'll open up into chest expansion or even reverse prayer or holding your chair. And if you want to, you can hinge forward into a fold for this. Or you don't have to. If it doesn't feel nice, you can keep your head up above your heart. Amazing. Let's release our hands to our shins and float through some halfway lifts. We'll come halfway up, either hands on the front of your shins or backs of your knees. Exhale, release again to fold. You can have your hands towards the backs of your heels or in front of your feet. And we'll flow through a few more times, coming halfway up, choosing where you want your arms. Exhale, folding. A nice opportunity to check in with your back muscles as they lift you up, as does your core, and then we relax the back muscles in our head in our fold. A couple more. There's still a little bend in our knees. And let's move into cat and cow now. You can come down to all fours for your cat and cow, or go kneeling, or go on your chair. So exhaling into cat, their fists for wrists or hands, inhaling into cow. On or off your chair, one vertebrae at a time. We find some space between our knees so that we can create a nice strong foundation to press equally down and disperse our weight. One vertebrae at a time. Let the belly go towards the mat, and then lift the head. Then tuck the tail, roll through, arch the back, and the chin tucks in. Starting at the base, moving through, all on your own. A few more. Honor your body today. Let go of any judgment now with yourself, with your thoughts, or towards anyone else. What are you awakening this spring in yourself? One more cat, one more cow. We'll move on to spinal balance, reaching our left arm forward and our right foot back. So some modifications are just a tap down. We don't have to lift, and then come back to all fours. So you can either do the tap or the lift, and then we come forward. Good job. Keep flowing. All on your own. If you're standing or on your chair today, be reaching opposite hand and foot. Inhale when we reach. Exhale when we come back and engage that core again. Looking down at the mat or keeping our eyes closed. We've got a nice long neck. Amazing job. Keep on flowing. Lengthening and stretching the sides of your spine. Got one more, or you can move to child's pose if that feels nice for you. The hips go back towards our heels, and we rest our head either on the mat, or if it doesn't quite want to get there today, that's no big deal. Just stack your fists and place your forehead on your fists so that you're able to rest your neck. Breathe. Feel the expansion across your lower back. Let the weight of your body sink down onto your thighs. If we have space between our thighs, we can imagine our chest stretching towards the mat. This is a wonderful pose to go to anytime you'd like to. All right, let's come back up. We'll go to a kneeling plank this time, or if you're on a chair, you can go into, I'll show you that in a second. So we've got our kneeling plank, either fists for wrists or regular hands. You can stay here or move down to our belly. Opening up into cobra, back down to our bellies. Then we press the earth away and meet back in child's pose. So that's our half series. And I wanted to show you a few options. You could flow into forearms, chest down, open up into Sphinx, then lift the hips and slide back to child's pose, or even puppy pose, meeting halfway down. Let's flow through that a few more times, coming forward, down, opening up into cobra, and then back to child's pose. I'll show that modification on your chairs. You move through that a few more times. So on your chair, you've got your cat and your cow and a plank. One more time, moving through. Amazing job. Let's meet back on all fours or seated on your chair. Great job. So let's take the left foot out, left knee out actually into a little fire hydrant. It's not a yoga term, obviously. And then extend that leg out. Bring it back, yeah, and down. So we want our hip to go out, fire hydrant, then extend the leg, come back in and down. So you can switch side to side, lifting, stretching, coming back in. On your chair, or standing. Opening the leg out to the side, extending, bringing it in and down. Lifting, opening, extending. Great job. Last one. And we'll be meeting back in child's pose. Unless you'd like to push up into downward facing dog, you can go into downward dog or downward dog on your chair today with no pressure on our wrists. Wherever we are, we're honoring our body and how it's doing today. We'll all make our way to all fours on an inhale. And then take the left foot up between the hands as we make our way up to a forward fold. So you might want to hold on to this leg, push off the back foot, forward fold, breathe out. Halfway lift, breathe in, fold, breathe out. Sweep all the way up to the sky with a big breath in. Let's grab our hands to over to one side. Extend again. So we're going to do bear flows over to the other side. Now we extend and take a bend back. I like to put my hands back behind my head just to protect the neck. We extend again, reach our hands up. And now a big forward fold, breathe out. Bending your right knee, placing your right hand on the floor or the mat, and reaching the left arm up. Sweeping it up. Back to forward fold. And then bending your left knee, reaching the right arm up. Back to forward fold, basically straightening our legs out. Now when we bend our knees, we'll bring our belly right onto our thighs. As deep as you want to bend on your knees and reach our arms long for bear arms. You can clasp your fingers together if you want to. Try to bring our biceps beside our ears. Open up our wings into albatross. Forward fold, breathe out, straighten the legs. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Chair pose, breathe in. Exhale, we'll stand up into mountain. We'll do that again. Inhale, sweep, clasp our hands, tip over to one side, all the way back up, other side. We lift long and then a little back bend, open up. And exhale to forward fold. We'll bend our right knee, sweep our left arm up. All the way to fold, breathe out, other side, sweep up. Forward fold, breathe out. And then bear pose, we stay there for a few breaths. Strong legs, strong core, long neck. Open the wings, albatross. Shoulder blades come together at the back. Forward fold, breathe out. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. This time all the way up, breathe in. Clasp your hands together. Tip over to your left. Extension, tip over to your right. Extend again, press into the feet and take a little gentle back bend or just a chest expansion. Inhale back to our extension. Exhale, dive and fold. Bend the left knee, sweep the right arm up. Other side. Inhale as you open up and then into bear on your breath out. Bend the knees. Inhale, open into albatross. Exhale, fold, bend, straighten the legs. Inhale, sweep up, clasp the hands, tip over to our right. Over to your left. Extension, a small back bend, be nice to your back. And then a nice deep forward fold, breathe out. Bend the right knee, sweep the left arm up, inhale. Exhale, fold. Other side, inhale. Exhale, bear pose. Bend the knees. Inhale, open into albatross. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up to the sky. Got one more. Exhale over to your left. Clasp the hands. Inhale, extend. Exhale, tip. Inhale, extend. Press to the feet. A little back bend. Let's inhale, extend. Exhale, dive and fold. Bending the left leg, right leg lit or right arm lifts. Back to fold, other side, breathe in. Right into bear pose on an exhale. On an inhale, we open up into albatross. And an exhale, fold. On an inhale, sweep all the way up. That's the last one. Let's bring our hands back behind us. Open up into chest expansion one more time. We'll take our left ear towards our left shoulder, stretch our neck. Other side. Lift our chin up and rest. Our wrists, give them a little bit of love. We'll move into our moonflowers and our sunflowers. What kind of weather we got going on out there? Oh my Lord. Holy, okay. So the wind was so heavy earlier, I thought it was big trucks, like a whole bunch of big trucks going by. It was wild. Let's move into our moonflowers. Take our left foot back. We'll get really comfortable looking at this wonderful weather. Breathe in, reach up. Breathe out, bend our elbows, bend our knees. Our regular flow through our moonflowers. Taking care of your knees. Modifications are to be on your chair. As you go down, you lift one to heel up. Move through at your own pace. You can close your eyes if you like. Really notice how the core comes in to play when we close our eyes. And when it feels good, you can turn this into sunflowers, hinging down, continuing to bend our knees and sweeping up to the sky. Well, 10 of those. If they're on your chair, you can hold your knees forward and back. Letting go of any expectations that you might set on your regular yoga practice. Think about what defines a successful practice for you, and then let that go. Last one. Stepping back up to the tops of our mats. Let's inhale, sweep up to the sky. Exhale, bring our hands to our heart. And our regular sun breath, now that we've moved through a whole bunch of warming practices, a little bit more warm. Our regular sun breath. If anyone wants to do full sun salutations, I think we probably could do that with this group, so I'll give you that option. Big breath up, inhale. Exhale, dive into your forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold. We'll be stepping our left foot back. This is where you can move and stay in a high lunge or drop your left knee down and come to a low lunge. You can stay in your lunge and hold or move to child's pose or downward facing dog. You can choose again to take a rest here or move into that half series. We come forward into plank, halfway all the way down, up dog. Actually, let's just do cobra. Back to our bellies, then we press the earth away, make our way to child's pose or down dog. Looking up between our hands, our right foot coming up, and we rise up into our lunge, either a full or a kneeling lunge. And exhale, take your time to go to forward folds. Breathe out. Halfway lift, we breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Take your time. All the way up, breathe in. Exhale to chair pose. Back up, breathe in. Exhale to mountain pose. Let's do it again. Inhale, sweep up, space between our feet. Exhale, dive into your fold or stop halfway on your chair. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. This time the right foot going back. You can have a high lunge or kneeling lunge. Breathe in. Take your time. You can stay here or move to child's pose or downward facing dog. You can continue to hold that lunge or move into a kneeling plank. Hold or go to your belly. Cobra, breathe in and widen the chest. Back to our bellies. Press the earth away and meet back in child's pose or down dog. Our left foot coming up between the hands. We rise up into a lunge or a kneeling lunge. Breathe in And then make our way to forward fold. So you might want to use your chair, push forward. Halfway lift, we'll breathe in and fold, breathe out. Sweep up to the sky, take a beautiful breath in, and then sit back into a strong, stable chair. Inhale again, exhale to mountain. So we have 2 more. Breathe in, sweep up, breathe out, dive and fold. Halfway up, breathe in, fold, breathe out. Bending our knees, left foot back. Find your lunge. We'll breathe in either full or kneeling lunge. You can stay in your lunge or move to downward dog on or off your chair or child's pose. Hold or flow now into a plank. You can hold there and go to your belly and then a cobra. Make your way back to child's pose or downward facing dog. The right foot up between the hands. Find your lunge. Breathe in. And breathe out, push to forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, dive again. Sweep all the way up, create some space in your chest. Exhale to chair. Back up we go. Meeting in mountain, we have 1 more sun salutation. You can take a rest. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, dive and fold. Halfway up, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Bending our knees, right foot back. Choose your version of lunge. You can hold your lunge or kneeling. You can stay here or move to child's pose or down dog. Holding or flowing all on your own. Forward or holding that plank. Half dog or cobra and then back to child's pose or downward dog. Our right foot up between the hands. Might have done the wrong one. I think I did, but okay. Find our lunge and push to forward fold. Halfway up, strong back. Forget about the back. Fold again. Sweep all the way up. We'll breathe in and sit into that chair again. Our core is nice and strong. We'll sweep back up and meet in mountain pose. Roll those shoulders around. Turn a fan on or 2. If you want to, you can. Just grab a drink and let's get down to the strength portion of our class. Standing strength. I love avocado toast. With that Epicure everything bagel seasoning, and I'm not even a rep for Epicure. It's so good. So good. Okay, let's do this. Let's take our right foot up to the tops of our mats and step the left foot back. We're going into a short stance warrior 1, so not as far back as you normally would go. Bending the right knee. Hands at your heart, or you could reach them up. Breathe. So modification on your chair for this one. Here we are in our chair, not as much pressure on our feet. Let's move into cactus arms. Draw the shoulder blades together at the back, bring our elbows, hold up to shoulder height, like a couple of goal posts. Let's place our palms towards the floor. Open them back up. Bring the elbows towards each other. They don't have to touch if they don't want to. Open back up and reach up. Let's bring our hands back behind us now. Lift our back heel. We're moving into a hump or pyramid pose. We'll take the left heel in just a little bit so that both of our heels and our full foot can go down on the mat. And then we hinge forward into pyramid. If it doesn't feel nice to hold on to your wrists, you can hold on to your hips, or you can bring your hands down onto the mat in front of you. So imagine the lower back relatively flat. Now, there's no perfect way to do pyramid pose, of course. You just want to feel a stretch in our front leg, mostly the back of your front leg. If our head is going towards our shin, you might feel that stretch right down the back or the spine. We'll check in with our core, draw the belly button up and towards the spine. And then if our head is down, we'll lift it back up. Let's bring our hands all to our hips. Gazing forward. Think of if you had a string hanging down from your nose, where it would be falling, maybe around your big toe somewhere. Keeping your legs exactly where they are, try to draw that string maybe an inch forward. So it falls an inch in front of your big toe, but your legs stay where they are, lengthening our neck. We'll engage the core again, lift up, take our left toes out slightly, open up our wings. Straightening out our front leg. It doesn't have to be super straight. We wouldn't want to lock it. Reach that right arm forward and a short stance triangle pose. Reaching up with our left hand or tucking your left hand back behind your back. So for anybody that wants a little different version of triangle or a little modification for your arm, if you have your top arm up, you take it back towards your hip, turn your palm towards your body, sweep that around the front, and then open it up again. Actively reach to our fingertips. Let's look at our front foot, lift our back heel, and step up to forward folds. Halfway lift, we'll breathe in, and fold, breathe out. Let's come up all the way up, breathe in. Exhale to chair pose. So we'll meet in chair, focus on some strength here. Lift up the heart. Instead of our hands at heart, let's bring our forearms, our elbows to heart. And lift our elbows up. Think of the core strong. Be nice to your back. Draw the obliques in to hug your back, your pelvic floor up to support your organs. And forward fold, breathe out. Let the head be heavy. Halfway up, we'll breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Sweep all the way up, breathe in. Exhale into our nice strong mountain pose. We'll do those few poses on the other side. This time your left foot up to the top of your mat, right foot back, bending our left knee. So we're in our shorter stance, warrior one. Rising up with our arms, then moving into cactus arms. If you're taking care of your back though, you can always keep your hands at your hips for the whole practice or at your heart. Close our eyes and start to connect with the feeling of our feet down into the earth. The feeling of the air on our skin that's exposed to it. The feeling of the air going in our nostrils and out our nostrils. Let's point our palms down now, rotating our arms down. Coming back to our goalpost arm and then drawing our forearms together. Inhale, opening it back up, bringing our hands to our hips, lifting our back heel. Bringing our back foot in a little bit to straighten out our front leg so the both of our feet come down. And we've got hip distance between our feet, and that's one way to keep your back straight, because if you notice, if I go onto a tightrope and I try to go down into pyramid, one hip's probably higher than the other, so you want to have them apart. Hinge forward. And this is where you can choose to feel free to do what you want with your arms. They can stay at your hips. They can reach back behind you. Or they could come down towards your front foot or your shin, just being nice to your knee. Finding our hands coming back to our hips. We'll lift up so that our back flattens out slightly. And we've got that string falling down from our nose. Keep our legs where they are and reach that string just a tiny bit forward, lengthening our neck. Wonderful. We'll come up, take our right toe out, open up our arms. If it feels better, you can walk that right foot back a little bit and reach our left arm forward, and we come down into our triangle pose in the opposite direction. Being nice to our back. Blocks are really helpful here, as is the chair. And then your modification, if you'd like to today with your arm, you'll reach your right hand now back towards your hip, then turn the palm towards the body, sweep it around the front, and then reach long and open up again. Amazing. Looking at our front foot, we'll lift our back heel, frame that front foot with our hands, push to forward fold, breathe out. So good. Halfway lift, breathe in. Folding, breathing out, sweeping up to the sky, breathing in. Exhaling into our regular mountain pose. Let's do eagle pose today. And so using your chair for your eagle pose and pigeon for your back. So right foot is going to walk around. If you're on your chair, then you walk your foot around. Or you can mix it up, do one on either side. So we want to bring that foot back behind our calf or just off onto a block, and we bend our left knee. Reach our right elbow up. Our left elbow comes underneath. We come into our eagle arms. Core strong, or just hold on. Give yourself a nice hug here. You'll still stretch between your shoulder blades. Lots going on in eagle. The hips are still going back, just like you would be reaching your hips back towards that chair. And then we'll open up and do our eagle on the other side. Walk that foot around, bend the right knee. Try to wrap it around the back of your calf, but you don't have to. Be nice to our feet. Left elbow comes in front, right elbow goes under, and we either move into our hug or move into eagle arms, or enjoy your chair. Oh, what a lovely feeling between our shoulder blades at the back, our core. Make sure that belly is still strong and supportive of our spine. And then we'll open it up, stick our wrists out. Let's do pigeon, flexing our right foot, bringing it up above our knee. And then bending your left knee and sitting back onto that chair so that you are in your pigeon pose. If you're on your chair, you might want to lean forward and feel a nice stretch there. This foot is nice and strong. Anyone wants a little more, you'll need to bend your left knee more to bring your hands closer to the mat. Down. Get stuck in your own clothing. When you're ready, we'll switch sides. So coming up slowly and then switching, flexing the left foot, bringing it up and across. Bending your supporting leg, or if you're on your chair, leaning forward, being nice to this knee. Long neck, strong core. You want to move into a deeper bend in your front knee, you can, to bring yourself closer to the mat to increase that feeling. And release, pigeon pose. Amazing job. Let's breathe in, sweep up to the sky. We'll be making our way down onto our mat. Exhale. Wonderful. Step to a seated position to start with. Just our clothes again. We'll move on to some boat poses with a couple modifications and a little Pilates core work, just because I'm liking it lately, and you'll hopefully like it too. Okay, some space between our feet, and we lift up our chest, and then hanging onto our legs, leaning back just far enough for our core to catch us, so it doesn't have to be a whole way down. Choose where you feel like you'd like your arms today, hands on or off your legs, wherever they are. Our chest is wide. There's space across our collarbones. We can be reaching or we can be holding on for support. Bringing our fingertips to heart center into our prayer pose. And bringing the left elbow over to the right knee. You can lift your foot if you want to, but you don't have to. And then the other side, twist it over. Doesn't have to touch. Bring it on back, give yourself a hug, lean forward. Oh, it should feel good. Tuck that chin in a little bit. You hold on to your arms and then pull back and stretch between your shoulder blades. Wonderful. Forward fold, turning our toes up towards the sky. And we'll hinge forward. So you might want to adjust your backside. Lengthen. You can even reach if that's nice for your back. And hinge forward. You can have a bend in your knees. They don't have to be straight. Reaching and lengthening our chest towards our knees or our shins. Honoring our body. Any injuries or limitations, making sure to take care. What could you be awakening in yourself this spring? What kind of darkness should we leave behind from winter? Walking our hands up. Amazing job. Let's move into our butterfly pose. Soles of the feet come together. We lift up through the crown of the head. If you'd like movement, of course, you could flap your wings. If you're good to stay still, then stay still. We'll keep that left foot in and extend our right leg straight out front, actually. And then single leg forward fold, reaching forward. So if you'd like to increase the intensity on the side of your back, then your left hand will come over across to the outside of that right leg. So it's just kind of a reach over. If this is something that doesn't feel nice for you, you want to pull back a bit. Anchoring to our breathing. Releasing tension with every breath out. Let's walk those hands up and switch sides. So that left foot will extend. We'll bend the right knee, hinge over, out to the side, and then reach forward for that front foot. And only if it feels okay for you, you could walk it over to the other side. or reach your right hand out to the outside of your left foot or shin. Walk those hands up the shins again, nice and strong. I'll show you before you roll down. Our supine eagle is really good for your lower back. You'll cross your knees over each other and either hold on to so you could hold on to the tops, you could hold on to the bottoms, hold on to the back of your legs, your pants, anything at all, just to draw mostly the furthest away knee towards you. And that in turn will draw the other knee in towards you. So you're trying to stack your knees on top of each other. Only going as deep as it feels good for you. You can keep your lower back still down on the mat, our head on the mat, our shoulder blades on the mat. Settle in. We're here for about another 30 seconds or so. Breathe. The mind wanders. You can use that slide breathing that we did earlier. Revisiting the playground. Maybe the slide is one of those slides that has a little bump in the middle, a little wave. And we'll switch sides now for about a minute on the other one, other leg. Take your time settling in. You could reach for any part of your body that helps you feel comfortable in this pose. Holding onto our ankles or our pants. Completely letting go of our morning, any lists. Amazing. Let's unravel the legs and reach the legs up to the top of the sky. Your legs up the wall. 3 or 4 options today. You can stay with just legs up a wall or reach your hands up as well. You can stay here and enjoy the feeling of your wrists getting some rest, your ankles and your legs getting some rest, or add in some ab work with our flowing dead bug, which is really fun. One foot goes long and the opposite hand reaches back behind you, but the other hand and foot stay up. Then you bring it back to all fours, reaching up, and do the other side or the opposite sides. Back up and down. So you can choose if you'd like to have more of a passive or relaxing or more of a movement base for the next minute or so. Either moving and flowing, just holding and enjoying. If it doesn't feel nice to keep your legs up, you can have a bend in your legs. That's no problem. And reach your arms up. You don't have to have a straight leg. Let the shoulder blades go down. Let the lower back imprint down on the mat wherever we are. It feels nice for your wrists. All right, soles of the feet go down onto the mat now with a bent knee. We'll bring our hands either to our bellies or by our sides, palms facing up, and then slowly press into our feet, lift our hips up into our bridge pose, Once we get there, releasing our glutes a little bit, so letting some of the tension come away from the back so that we use the back muscles and we're not really compressing that lower part of our back and bridge. Internally rotating the thighs. Can stay here or add cactus arms on. Our elbows come up about our shoulder height. Our forearms are on the mat. The backs of our hands are on the mat. We're in our cactus pose arms, no weight in our head. If you feel like the tension builds up again in your backside, release a little bit. Press into the feet, engage the hamstrings and the calves to help out. And slowly lower our back down. Let's bring our knees into chest, take a lovely rock side to side. If there's any other poses that you'd like to add on now, feel free, maybe a happy baby or shoulder stand or headstand, anything you want to do. And then we move into our spinal twist. Extending one leg, most likely you want to stay with me, your right leg and your left leg will draw across the body for your twist. And we open up the wings again. Some great ways to modify your twist are to put blocks underneath your knees so that you don't have to worry about your knee hanging out there. Breathe. Listen to your body. Feel your breath. Notice the mat and the floor beneath your body. Let's switch sides. Take your time. Don't rush. Make any modifications that feel nice for you today. When you're ready, we'll make our way into our Shavasana. No rush whatsoever, of course. You can have knees bent or straight. You can roll onto your side if that feels better. Bolster underneath your legs. Eye covers. If you'd like one, you can raise your hand up. I'm happy to bring you one. Settle in for the Sunflower Sutra. It's in one of my yoga magazines this month. So it's not a poem that I personally wrote. The Sunflower Sutra. A perfect beauty of a sunflower. A perfect, excellent, lovely sunflower existence. A sweet natural eye to the new hip moon woke up alive and exited, grasping in the sunset shadow, sunrise, golden monthly breeze. How many flies buzzed round you, innocent of your gride? When did you forget you were a flower? You are a sunflower. We are not our skin. We are golden sunflowers inside. You can stay here for a few more moments, using whatever breathing technique feels right to you, or honoring your natural breath, finding a way to connect to it. Before we come out of our Shavasana today, once again, bringing our thoughts to what maybe we're awakening in ourselves this spring. What are we going to grow within? Letting go of darkness of the winter and focusing on new beginnings, growing, and seeing and noticing how beautiful change can be through spring. Wiggle our fingers and our toes. Take your time to bring some awareness to your neck, your back, and your hips. And whenever you're ready, moving over onto one side to feel the breath there. And then moving up into our easy seated position. Take as much time as you need to get there. There is no rush at all. Once we get up to our easy seat, let's stretch our neck out. Take our right ear towards our right shoulder. And notice how as we anchor down to our sit bones, we stretch right down the left side of our spine. Bring the chin up, lengthen the neck again, and tip over the left ear towards the left shoulder. You might feel a nice gentle stretch right down the right side of your spine. We'll bring our chin back up, lengthen once again. And if it feels nice, we can tuck our chin towards our chest. And you may feel a stretch down both sides of your spine, right down to the base. We'll lift our chin back up, engage our core, reach our arms up to the sun. Exhale, bring our hands back to our sides. One more big breath in. renewal. Exhale, let go of darkness. If it feels nice, we can bow towards the earth. As always, thankful and grateful for the gifts given by Mother Earth. Namaste. Namaste. And enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, everybody. Okay. Yeah, it's a little bit chillier than it was.
Use the snow brush again.